I had to revisit the digging we had done for the internet earlier, because one of the connection boxes was full of water earlier. We had taken it out here with a bucket to lower the level and see if it started rising again, and it did, but here it was still a lot lower than it was when we started. To not have any issues, I think this will clear itself up over time, because just above it there is a trench that leads water out that follows the road, and now it has the freshly dug trench to also go through. And once that gets more compacted, I don't think it will lead as much water into the connection box as it's doing right now, but to ensure we don't have any issues if they come this autumn and do any installation of any kind. It would be bad if they have to battle with a connection box full of water. We decided to extend the side trench that it leads water away a little, so that where it ends is below the bottom of the connection box. Took care here to not damage a few of the young trees here didn't make it, but I made my best effort to not damage more than I had to. So I took time and made sure I didn't pour any piles on a young little tree, and then we extended it over the trench and made it a little deeper all the way. And I might have messed up a little. I made a little deeper part here, a place where material washed down could collect, that was holding water also, and could have increased the water in the connection box, so kind of removed that. Then I followed the road a little below the connection box. Here it's actually quite flat. It's one of the least gradient places on the road, so that helps water stay also, I guess. Started looking at, since my sister is hogging the leveling laser my dad owns, she has it most of the time for putting up shelves and frames accurately. I resorted to a line and a 90-degree angle and getting a rough estimation of how far I needed to go before I was clear, and the intake of the drainage hose was below the exit. No, the other way around. The exit is lower than the intake, and around here it would be enough, but decided to bring it a little further, so I have a half a foot or so lower exit than entrance. Was a tiny bit of material here that needed to be moved out of the way to have a slope all the way on the drainage hose, so didn't bother starting the excavator, just used the shovel. The first hose I had brought was way too short. I was a little optimistic, and my dad had pulled down that stiffer pipe, but that would be tricky to put down, and it was a little short also, so brought down a longer piece of some leftover hose and removed some material from the corner, and a breaker bar could kind of lift the connection box a little, and was able to squeeze that under, and then it's just a matter of wrestling with the stiff hose and trying to put down some material to make it hold its place. One section here, like 4 or 5 meters, that's like 84,000 yards or feet or some stupid measurement. No, about 12-15 feet here. Some big rocks had been removed, so it was a bit too deep, and it was kind of a slurry there, so I kind of just bypassed that for now, and you can see at the bottom here I brought down some sand to start filling up areas also with the excavator. So put a few rocks at the very end, and had a saw with me and cut it a little shorter. Then it was just a matter of started filling with sand some sections that were still exposed, and that place with the slurry I wanted to put some sand at first, and closest to the connection box also. Took a break, was gonna bring down some fuel and antifreeze and fill up, and that went all right. But then when I tried to open the door refused to open on me. So apparently I have to show you how to break into one of these machines in this video. It will be in a little bit, but I'll start explaining, because I tried it first with a little twig and a piece of string I had there to nestle my way into the side window to get hold of the lever holding that in place, but that didn't work. It was too thick, the twig, and it would still have been tricky. So I had to go back to the garage and find an old saw blade I heated and made a hook out of in the end, and started wiggling that in there, and eventually I could catch the hook and get the side window open. And with that open I could reach in and start opening the front window. And I choose to climb in. It's turned out the strap from when I had that mosquito chaser hanging near the door, that strap had got caught in the lock and jammed things. So I opened up the handle to see if there what I could see, but nothing could be seen, and it ended up being brute force pulling that strap out, and after that things started working as they should again. So gotta try to remember to not have things hanging from that handle in the future, because this was annoying and stole like an hour of time. And with that out of the way, it was finally time to just cover things up again, and hopefully this will keep things drained so it doesn't cause any issues with installation.